Bear fanatics, welcome back. The Chicago Bears 2023 schedule has been released. Let's talk a little bit about it. Bear down. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody that tuned in. Thank you for hitting that play button, taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedule, I'm sure, to listen to a little bit of my takes regarding our Chicago Bears 2023 schedule. Let's get this show on the road. Let's talk a little bit about it. By now, I'm sure a lot of you saw the drop that the Chicago Bears made regarding the reveal of the schedule. All the teams around the league seem to make it something now. It seems like a bunch of effort is being put into this, a lot of editing. It's just like the NFL, man. They want to produce, they have the best football product. They want to introduce it to the whole world. Everything is a spectacle, everything is something, and the Chicago Bears were just another part of that, as they were able to do a little trailer on their reveal, kind of, I guess you could call it a trailer, a little short clip, whatever, which was really cool to see. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not much of a TV guy. A couple of my friends had to tell me, have you watched The Bear? Have you watched The Bear? No, my answer is absolutely not. We talking about the Bears? Yeah, I watched the Bears, but definitely not the Bear. But once I found out it was a show on Hulu or whatever, voice almost cracked. But anyways, it was just cool to see how they tied that up. I guess it's a show based in Chicago, restaurant, whatever. But it was real cool to see our guys cooking. And it was funny because when I first saw the picture, at least of the Bears schedule being released, I was like, okay, we cooking? Is that what we're doing here? They're cooking, right? Of course, because that's kind of a little theme, a little running joke that everybody keeps saying, or a lot of fans are saying that you see in the Twitter world. Poles is cooking. We're gonna let him cook. So when I saw the first photos of those players, I was like, yes, exactly what we're gonna do. Then okay, that's the theme. Whatever. Either way, it was just real cool to see that the Bears are just taking a big part into what the rest of the NFL is doing. The rest of the other teams, I know the Chargers, for example, have a whole anime series going on, which, if you saw that, they're disrespecting the Bears. Obviously, they disrespected everybody. They actually had the Chicago Bears looking like Build a Bear. It was called Rebuild a Bear. And I just can't wait. I can't wait for that matchup. I can't wait for all of these matchups, to be honest with you, especially the Packers season opener at home September 10th against Jordan Love. That era has begun. It's a new era for them because they're going to start getting these losses, man. It's Bear time. It's time for the Chicago Bears to make a statement in this league, return to the good old Chicago Bears, monsters of the Midway. That's why we're all here. That's why we're all tuned in. There's a lot of us that truly believe in what Ryan Poles has going on. Nonetheless, it did come to a surprise for some. The Chicago Bears are actually slotted for four primetime games, and that is going to begin with week 5 against the Washington Commanders, a rematch of last year's Thursday night game, an ugly game where the Bears lost 12-7. Justin Fields ran for about 88 yards, but was an ugly offensive performance overall, as they were not able to finish drives. Justin Fields did throw an interception inside the 5 yard line. It got tipped at the goal at the line of scrimmage. Jonathan Allen came down with that interception. Khalil Herbert got stuffed inside the 1 yard line. And later in the game, or the last drive of the game, Darnell Mooney unable to cross the plane and score a touchdown as well. So it was just ugly, man. These guys weren't able to finish. They lost 12-7. That's also the game Velus Jones Jr. dropped a punt inside of the 10-yard line, which allowed, that was in the fourth quarter, which allowed the Commanders to punch it in with Brian Robinson. So overall, I think the Chicago Bears can definitely rebound from such a performance. It's a whole new offense that we got going in this time. We're going into town with DJ Moore and just a lot better weapons. However, we can't get too ahead of ourselves. Again, it all varies. It all can change. Don't know who's going to suit up. Injuries happen. It's football. Hopefully, our guys don't get the bad juju. The next primetime game that the Chicago Bears will be playing is at the Los Angeles Chargers, Week 8. Last time the Bears played them, it was actually in the Mitchell Trubisky days. The Bears lost 17-16, but we could scratch that. It's a whole new team since then. But we do see a familiar face with Khalil Mack as he will be there hosting us with the rest of his new guys, man. And it's a good team, man. The Chargers are a really good team, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I'm sorry, solid team, always competing, always pushing. They're in a tough division with the Kansas City Chiefs, but they're always in the mix. They loaded up with Quentin Johnson in the first round, adding another weapon for Justin Herbert. Some people say he had a bad season, at least in the fantasy world, that I could remember off the bat, which he did. I didn't look too into it. Regardless, we all know, man, he's a talented quarterback and has talent all around him with Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and a rookie, Quentin Johnson now added in the mix. So it's going to be very, very difficult, but could definitely be a fun little game that we could see Justin Fields against Justin Herbert duel it out. And in week 10, the Chicago Bears will host the Carolina Panthers, a team that we have become familiar with in the offseason. Of course, the trade for DJ Moore, trading away the first pick for the ninth, and so on, bringing players such as PJ Walker, Dante Foreman, DJ Moore, the list goes on. Familiarity, right? It seems like, but they will host the Carolina Panthers, a team that I believe actually has a really good shot at winning their division as well, since the NFC South seems like it's up for grabs amongst those four teams. It's a new era. We get to watch Bryce Young, more than likely, right? Week 10, you get to watch Bryce Young along with his new weapons that they put around him, such as DJ Shark, a familiar face, and Adam Thielen, who's actually played really well against the Chicago Bears. A rookie that they added in the second round with Jonathan Mingo. So it will be a fun, exciting game to watch. The only bad thing about these two Thursday night games, watching other former players in their own podcasts talk about how difficult it is. They're not former players, I'm sorry, active players talk about how difficult it is to have a Thursday night game. It could kind of you kind of see why these guys are always seem to be off on Thursday, such as players like Kelsey. He stated that it takes him till about Friday to feel good once again. His body recovering from the previous week, but nonetheless, the Bears still have to host Carolina. It will be should be a good game to watch. Justin versus Bryce Young. And barring any changes, any flexing in week 12, the Chicago Bears will go to Minnesota and face the Vikings, a team that we have been struggling to beat 0-4 the last four meetings against them. Last year, both matchups, our defense gave up 29 points in each of those games. The 13-4 Vikings, amongst one of the favorites in the NFC North, right behind the Lions to win the division, also added a weapon in the first round to replace Adam Thielen with rookie out of USC, Jordan Addison, a wide receiver that I actually like coming out. So it's going to be interesting to see how he plays. And we will see if Dalvin Cook is still on the move. A lot of rumors about him getting shipped out. Regardless, the Bears needed to make changes. We need to put the Bears back on the map, let the world know that we are here. We are not giving the North back, and it would be a good statement win against the Minnesota Vikings in a primetime game. And in conclusion, a fun little fact according to the NFL, the Chicago Bears have the 18th most difficult schedule coming up in 2023. However, I also found a pretty cool website. This is according to the Sharp Football Analysis. They take the number based on Vegas forecasted win totals. And according to that, the Chicago Bears have the fifth easiest schedule in the 2023 season. Definitely some optimism. The Bears only play four playoff teams in this upcoming schedule. That is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, Minnesota, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Overall, I'm just really excited for this season. Honestly, I could expect, or I expect us. I hate saying us, but we're fans. Anyways, I do expect the Chicago Bears to finish the season at about 9 wins. 10 would be great, but 9 seems solid to me. What are your takes? What are your thoughts? What do you expect from the 2023 Chicago Bears? Thank you again for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and join me throughout the season. Chicago Bear fans, bear down.